Thanks for the support as a channel member, Rob Pontin. Today we get stuck into the knockout rounds of the World Cup, starting with South Korea, and then there'll hopefully be at least another game or two. We'll see how we get on. If this is a 9-minute episode, I probably won't release it because we got embarrassed against South Korea. Hello and welcome to part 2 of Nod League to Legend, the international version. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, at the very least, we're playing South Korea in the second round of the World Cup. I would like to think we'll at least be playing one more game in the World Cup today too. This is the team that we're putting out there to face South Korea. Obviously, Jadon Sancho, picking up an injury in the group stages, is going to miss most of the rest of the World Cup unless we get through to like the final, in which case he might be fit. So slightly different look to the team, not massively so, to be honest. In fact, I think this might be the exact 11 that started the first game and didn't do very well. So it's Pickford in goal, a back four of Sessegnon, Tomori, Stones and Alexander-Arnold, Fotheringham and Rice in midfield, Sterling, Foden and Crown behind Kane up front. Remember, Keith Crown, of course, now a Manchester United player, having gone there for an enormous amount of money from Tottenham. They're playing quite defensively. We should be all right. The worry that I've got is I've already dissed South Korea in the previous episode. So if ever there was a time for the universe to come and kick me in the groin and tell me not to call other nations not any good at football, this will be that opportunity. Poor old Lee from home, my hero from home last year, he's wondering what's happened. Why is he picking on South Korea? I played like 100 times for them. Foden with a free kick, Crown heads just over. It's our first decent opportunity of the game. First highlight, half an hour in. We have controlled the game, controlling possession. We've had all of the shots, only one of them on target, to be fair. So it's been a theme of our World Cup so far that we're doing all right everywhere other than directly in front of goal, and we're just not being very clinical with our finishing. I'd hoped in the last match that we'd got over that with both Kane and Crown picking up goals, but maybe we haven't. Maybe we're back where we were. I mean, Jadon Sancho was so instrumental in all of our good attacking play across both of those games. So he is definitely a big miss for us. We're looking to build from the back here through Tomori, forward to Sessegnon, he's looked very dangerous all World Cup so far down this left-hand side. Cross comes in from him again. Crown gets there, hits the post. It falls to Crown again, though. It was a great effort from Keith Crown. Just millimetres in it. If we'd have had millimetres more luck there, we'd be 1-0 up. But as it is, we're not winning yet. Oh, this is a problem. Go out there and go. I'm not happy with the performance. I think we should be ahead against South Korea. They've not had a shot. We've had nearly 70% of possession. They've not had a shot. For it to be 0-0, I think I'm justified in assertively telling them I'm not happy with what I've seen so far. Fotheringham plays Sessegnon in. Sessegnon again looking to get in a crossing position. Cross comes over to Crown and it's just over from Keith Crown once again. But he's dangerous. He feels like it does feel like there's a goal coming. And there needs to be, because we're 55 minutes in now. Sessegnon again, it's all coming through him. Fotheringham, cross comes over, looking for Crown, and Crown hits the post again, and the keeper fumbles it, and there's no one there. Where is Harry Kane while all this is going on? Now Raheem Sterling's injured. This is a massive problem. We've got Hudson-Odoi who can come on, but our wingers are dropping like flies. Luckily, we've got quite a lot of them, but I do feel like each one's not quite as good as the one before. So Sancho a little bit better than Sterling. Sterling a little bit better than Hudson-Odoi. We need a little bit of luck. John Stones has decided to do it on his own. Plays it forward for Alexander-Arnold in a very attacking position, trying to do what Sessegnon's been doing on this side. Plays it into Crown. Crown cuts inside, and finally Keith Crown gets the breakthrough. He has looked like our danger man, cutting inside from that right wing position. I still don't know where Harry Kane is. I think actually the initial shot from Crown hits the back of Harry Kane, so at least we found him because he's getting in the way of our shots. Genuinely did hit Harry Kane's shoulder. You could argue handball. But lovely little 1-2 with Harry Kane's shoulder. And I think Kane probably needs to come off. He is not having the best of times yet at this World Cup. So Kane can come off. I'm not playing Dele Alli up front. I think Rashford probably is the man who comes on, but we're going to stick Crown up front. Hudson-Odoi can go over this side, Rashford onto that side, and we'll just shuffle the shape around a little bit there. I'm going to ask them to get creative. We're only 1-0 up. We need a second one because there's always the chance. A penalty is handy. A penalty is very handy. At 1-0, there's always the chance that we could contrive to throw it away somehow. But hopefully, if we can grab this second goal, as much as we've made hard work of it, for goodness sake. Still only 1-0. Rashford misses a penalty. No, I'm going to call that a missed penalty. It wasn't a good penalty, and it was saved. Sessegnon, Rashford, back to Sessegnon again, to Fotheringham. Cross comes in, finds Hudson-Odoi, who does grab the second goal for us, the all-important second goal. And once again, it comes from our wide areas. Our wingers are absolutely crucial to this system. Our inside forwards, I guess, because I haven't played with a winger for England at any point. It's always inside forwards because we've got an awful lot of them. It seems to be the thing that England are best at producing in this version of the future, although they're all real life players, apart from Crown, I guess. So it's not even the future. England have got quite a lot of good young inside forwards. We are going to bring Dele Alli on now, who would have been in and around the team a little bit earlier on, but he was suspended for that first game. So we moved Foden forward, and he's been quite good there, which is why I've not been desperate to move him back into the box-to-box midfield position again. But we've conceded. This is what I mean. This is why we needed to go 2-0 up. South Korea have shown no inclination to attack throughout the entire game. They get their second corner of the game, and they've grabbed a goal back because... Pickford needs to do a little bit better. The man on the line, which I guess is Alexander-Arnold, should be doing a little bit better as well. I'm going to ask for passion because we should be thumping them and we're not. Rice crosses, Sessegnon in loads of space and Sessegnon scores. He is having a good World Cup, Ryan Sessegnon. And if our wingers continue to drop the way they are, he might find himself in the team in a more advanced position as well if things carry on because we're getting close to bare bones in the wide areas, especially if Crown's going to have to be playing as a striker with Harry Kane not performing very well. It's literally Rashford and Hudson-Odoi if Sterling's picked up a significant injury as well, which hopefully he hasn't. He didn't even have the injury symbol. It was just a bit tight, I think. I'm going to tell him we got away with that today because we did. We should be better than that. Just jumping straight to this screen because there's a couple of potential spoilers for transfers and things on the inbox that I don't want you to see. But we do know we're playing Turkey next. So, Turkey. So just the one change for the Turkey game then. James comes in at right back with Alexander-Arnold dropping down to the bench. The injury to Sterling wasn't really anything significant at all. What we can see, though, is typical World Cup stuff. Tiredness starting to accumulate. We are going with Harry Kane again because he's not as tired as everybody else is, presumably because I keep taking him off. Perhaps I need to start taking everybody else off, or maybe Harry Kane, just a naturally very fit man. Turkey, interestingly, playing the flat back six with wing backs, so they're obviously really ambitious going into this game. Carry straight on from where we finished the last match. In fact, didn't I tell them in the last match they were rubbish? Perhaps I shouldn't have said that. Yeah, never mind, eh? Right, we need to win this because this isn't the quarterfinal, is it? This is the new third round that I don't think the World Cup in its current structure has, but this is the round before the quarterfinal because every team in the world is in it, like it's some kind of World Cup. James, loads of room on the right-hand side, beats his man, crosses to Sterling. Sterling scores. It's a well-worked, good old-fashioned English goal. 1-0 to England on 21 minutes, and that was relatively easy. That looked quite good, the way we did that. If we can do this a bit more often, get into good positions and just finish well, then I'd be a lot less stressed. The FIFA rankings have us as, I think, the third best team in the world. So we should be looking for a semi-final spot at the least. And obviously we looked in the last episode at what our potential route to get to a semi-final would be. And it does seem relatively easy to get there. So similar to the most recent World Cup in real life, the draw has been kind to us, and even if we don't play very well, should give us a nice little route through to the semi-final, where we'll play a decent team for the first time and see if we're actually any good at that point. James with the cross, Rice picks it up. Crown is there, and it's just wide from Keith Crown. I would have bet on him to score there. It would have led to me getting sacked and suspended from being a manager, because obviously I'm not allowed to gamble on football. But I think for the sake of winning a tenner, I think I'd have been up for it. Sterling with the cross. Kane, I thought, was just going to nod that in, but in actual fact it's cleared, but only as far as Crown, who has another effort from range, but it cannons into the advertising hoardings behind the goal, which is right. We're 1-0 up. Let's not worry. 70% possession. We've dominated Turkey even more than we dominated South Korea, but once again, apart from that one lovely goal that we scored, we're just not taking good chances. Sessegnon doing very well again, and Keith Crown chasing through, surely this time, and it's a good save from the Turkish goalkeeper. This time Crown wasn't going to hit it wide, and the keeper had to push it past the post, which he did. Sterling to take the corner. Kane is there again, and again can't win his header. Harry blooming Kane, you are a frustration. Right, guard against complacency. We are ahead, which is more than we could say for a couple of the games we've had in this World Cup already. Crown with the free kick from deep, and Tamori scores a very important second goal just after half-time. An unlikely goal scorer, but once again, cross comes in, header goes in. So I guess we're just going to do things the English way today, which I can get on board with that. At 2-0 up, we're looking very good for a World Cup quarter-final, which in turn is only going to do my manager reputation good, which will help me when it comes to job hunting from Barnsley. I'm tempted to talk about something now which is a bit risky. If Kane scores, I will. Right, I'm going to assume we're going to win this game now. And obviously, tomorrow, we're going to have more World Cup stuff. But there are a number of interviews going on with the Barnsley side of the save. I was obviously recording the transfer special alongside this because it kind of takes the whole summer and this is in the middle of it. As of right now, I promise I am still Barnsley manager. However, having done a number of interviews, I can't guarantee that I will be by the time the next match happens. I could be, who knows? And I'm not going to tell you who I'm interviewing with, but what I am going to do for tomorrow's episode, and I'll tell you now so you don't all become convinced I've left. Tomorrow's episode, when we're on that screen where it has the two little logos at the top, the England badge and the Barnsley badge, I'm going to be blurring the bit where the Barnsley badge is so you can't see whether I'm still Barnsley manager or whether I've moved on, because I don't want to offer any spoilers up in this. Whenever I try to protect against spoilers, I always leave something in that I've not noticed. So you probably already know who I'm interviewing with because I've shown you the inbox or something at this point. But in the interests of trying not to spoil it, I am going to blur that out just because, there are plenty of people out there who don't want to be spoiled. So on the same basis, if I have left something in because I'm an idiot, if I could ask you don't post it in the comments, because, it's very clever you found it, but you're kind of spoiling it for other people by doing that. So let's just not do that, eh? And let it be a surprise when the transfer special happens, if it happens. Once again, to confirm, as of right now, still Barnsley manager. So, and I've also done a lot of transfers. So my summer with Barnsley is pretty much complete. I can leave there with good conscience because I'm going to leave them with a very good squad if I go. But at the same time, I won't be at all upset if I don't leave because I'm really excited to manage the squad that I've put together there as well. So we shall see how things develop over the next few days. Winks from range. I think that was supposed to be a cross, but there was no England player anywhere near it. Winks again, this time shoots. And not the best of shots. We're just giving Harry Winks a little bit of game time here. As you saw, Crown went off this time to save him. Kane can play the full match because, he scored, which is good. But you've got to rotate who you're rotating with only 3 substitutes and the game's coming thick and fast. It is a little bit tricky. Right, we're going to go as far as here. But I'm not going to go to the next screen again because I don't want you to see who the interviews have been with. So we'll end this episode here. We'll be back tomorrow with the quarterfinal and hopefully more. If you have enjoyed it, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.